Hello, everyone. I'm Wanda Payton, and last Thursday was the power of optimism and the power of gratitude, and we had some technical difficulties. And so we're re-recording the class. Suzanne is not online with me at this moment, but she's here, and her heart is here. So as you listen and watch, you'll notice that we've left out some segments such as housekeeping and requesting interaction from the last week's workbook exercise, okay? So here we go, the power of optimism. And let's get started by hearing Robin Roberts share her story. You know, Robin Roberts is a TV anchor with Good Morning America and a cancer survivor. Let's hear her story.
After my battle with breast cancer, I was diagnosed in 2007 and I completed treatment in 2008. And I was devastated when I became ill again and was diagnosed with MDS, which is a blood disorder that affects the bone marrow. And it was directly linked to the treatment that saved my life from breast cancer. It's extremely rare, and I never want people to feel that I regret fighting breast cancer. You have to fight the battle in front of you. But I look at all that I was able, because I did stand up and fight breast cancer, the wonderful things that happened in those 5 years. I got to spend more time with my mom before she passed. I drove in the Indy 500, the pace car, did a music video with Martina McBride, wrote a song with India RE. And I know, many people are going like, well, I'm never going to drive the pace car. I'm never going to be in a music video. That's not the point. The point is my life went on better than I ever could have imagined, and yours can too. That's the point. Optimism is like a muscle that gets stronger with use. You gotta, when you want to build a muscle, you gotta keep using it. But that's how you have to be. And I'm an internal optimist, and so I can find those little silver linings, those little moral victories. God has 3 answers to prayer: yes, not yet, and I have something even better in mind. And that's what I always like the third one. I always feel there is something better in mind. And I feel that for others too, that the best is yet to come. And it takes courage to believe that the best is yet to come.
Great story. I hope you enjoyed that. Well, they say that optimism is one of the least appreciated assets or traits a person can possess. But it can boost your happiness, increase your productivity at work and at home, assist you in overcoming conflicts, help you to live a higher vibrational state, and play a major role in creating the life you desire. You've certainly met someone you just can't get enough of. You want to be close to her or him. Just being in their presence makes you feel good. You enjoy long conversations with them. You want to soak up some of their loving energy. Their life might not be perfect, but they're enjoying every up and down thrown at them with sincere appreciation for all that life has to offer. So how do you become that happy soul? Well, besides creating better health and a longer lifespan, optimism, according to the dictionary, means to have a hopeful and confidence about the successful overcoming of something that you desire. In other words, optimism is looking at the more positive side of life and events and anticipating the best possible outcome for any situation. On the other hand, a pessimistic person blames herself and everyone else for their problems. You've seen them. The pessimist thinks everything that can go wrong will go wrong. So which person do you want to be? According to Prevention Magazine, there is evidence that optimists really do live longer. A 9-year study of the cardiovascular health in a person in more than 900 men and women in the Netherlands found that the pessimists not only die sooner of heart disease, they die sooner than the optimists, but that they also die sooner than just about any other illness, about everything else that you could possibly get. And so the pessimism has even been linked to higher odds of developing dementia. So if that isn't enough to have you take a closer look at how you can become a more optimistic person, I don't know what would be. Do you know anyone that is a pessimist? How do they act out? How does that make you feel? Here are some reasons for being optimistic. Being optimistic makes you feel more flexible. People with an optimistic outlook are much more likely to roll with the punches. You've seen those kind of people. Being optimistic helps you cherish life. Being optimistic gives you a reason to live because you know that the future holds promise. And being optimistic creates better relationships. Optimists enjoy more positive relationships because other open-minded people are drawn to them. Being optimistic makes you happier. Studies have shown that optimistic people have less anxiety and enjoy more happiness. The good news is that you can learn to be more optimistic. And here are some tips on how to be more optimistic. Choose happiness. It's a choice. Being happiness is not about circumstances or any outside force. Happiness is a decision we make. So why not make up your mind to embrace happiness, starting right now? Go ahead, make a decision. Let your personal identity get all wrapped up in the concept of happiness. Fold it all around yourself like a big, comfortable blanket. And then substitute the word challenges for problems. Subconsciously, the word problem says life is not as good as it should be. And this causes your energy to be funneled toward repairing something that's gone wrong. On the other hand, the word challenge sends no such message. Instead of trying to repair a malfunction, your resources are recruited to search for a new opportunity. Seeing an experience as a challenge will focus your attention on a positive outcome. And then view life as a journey. A journey is an adventure of discovery. And when we are on a journey, we don't fear change. We welcome it. We look forward to new and unfamiliar experiences. On a journey, we are optimistic about new experiences because we are filled with the expectation of a wonderful adventure. This is a perfect positive attitude to carry with you every day. And then stop and smell the roses. When you are constantly feeling rushed and scattered, it can be difficult to maintain an optimistic attitude and outlook. Begin your day on a positive note. Find a few minutes each morning to clear your mind And then think about positive thoughts about the upcoming day. Set the stage for your day. Focus on people and events that bring you a sense of satisfaction. What's your favorite part of the day going to be? Take some time to look forward to everything that you will enjoy. Be positively aware. Make it a habit to actively search for the positive side of everything. Turn it into a private game which you exercise, which will with practice, you will be surprised how easy it will become for you not only to be positive, but to see the things that aren't so obvious as positive. Being alert to all the reasons to feel optimistic about your life also helps you move your attention away from the negative side of life. And then act out happiness. You can use your words and your body language to program your nervous system. Woohoo! Try saying that and not feel excited and happy and optimistic. When you make a conscious effort to walk the walk and talk the talk and talk the talk, your feelings will soon follow. And then hang out with optimistic people. Use the power of your peer influence to feed your sense of optimism. The positive attitude of the people around you can be a powerful force for good. And then do a gratitude review every night. This is a great way to end your day before you go to bed, and think of at least 5 things in the morning and 5 things in the evening and to fall asleep on, reflecting on your blessings. And then minimize your exposure to negative influences. Stop watching, reading, and listening to the news. If you can free yourself from negative influences, it will, I promise you, change your life. Without that pervasive daily dose of despair, you are bound to find it so much easier to be optimistic and to focus on the positive things in life. Now let's talk about gratitude. Here is a video we wanted to share with you from the Soul Pancake. It's called the Gratitude Experiment.
Shut up.
What? Wait.
Oh, he's gonna be so embarrassed.
What makes you happy? Having fun? Hanging out with friends? Delicious food? Making money? Well, consider this. Psychologists have scientifically proven that one of the greatest contributing factors to overall happiness in your life is how much gratitude you show. Yeah? Think about that. Go ahead and marinate on it for a second. You can thank me later if you want. It'll make you feel better according to this study. You go ahead and click on it and read it if you want. Or you can keep watching, because we read it. We thought it might be fun to test out for ourselves. We gathered a selection of volunteers to act as our subjects. First, we gave them a test. They didn't know what we were looking for, but it gave us a pretty good idea of their current level of happiness. We asked them to close their eyes and think of somebody who was really influential in their life, somebody who did something really amazing or important for them. We had them write down as much as they could about why this person was so important. Now, a lot of them thought at this point the experiment was over, until we really put them on the spot and tried to get them to call that person and read what they wrote about them. Thank you, Jessica. We're going to have you call your mother. So who is that right person for you?
Person is my sister, Erica.
We're going to give Erica a call.
Okay.
Who'd you end up picking?
Friend of mine, Craig Ains. Her name is Dora.
My college accounting instructor.
Really? Is this somebody you're still in touch with today?
No, I'm assuming that he's passed on.
That's a
To
shame.
the great beyond.
You up for it?
Yes.
What would you say if we called up Dora?
Oh, well, we can try, but she lives in Britain.
In Britain?
Oh, no, number by heart. This is awful.
That's fine. I don't know my mom's number by heart.
If it's true that those who are going on are looking down on us, maybe he'd be a nice chicken scratch.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
You got a second? Where you at, in the hotel?
I am. I'm in the hotel. You scared me when you asked if I had a second something's wrong.
No, I'm on like this little TV show, and they told me to talk about the person that influenced me the most, and I picked you, and they're making me call you. They're making me call you.
Oh, wonderful!
Hi, you've reached Craig. I'm not here right now.
At the tone, please record your message.
No, come on.
Hello?
Hi,
Hi.
Erica. It's me.
All right, so I got to read you this paragraph. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead, sweetheart.
All right. The person that influenced me the most would be my mother, Marlo Dawson. She is a single mother of 2. She is a very hard worker and dedicated to her family.
Hey Craig, this is Loie. This is going to be a funny little voicemail, so I hope you enjoy it.
I'm so sorry for calling you at 4 o'clock in the morning. I have to read this to you, okay? And you can't say anything, or I don't know. You can respond, but I probably will just keep going. Okay?
Is everything okay?
Yes, but I have to read this out loud to you.
The person who has had the biggest impact on my life outside of Jesus Christ, who is responsible for my existence, was my college accounting instructor. He had a joy and enthusiasm for his job like no other teacher I have ever known.
I love her to death, and she keeps me going with positive talk. She is a woman that knows what she wants and won't give up until it is achieved.
Oh, something. I don't know what. I'm about to cry because it's so beautiful. I have to say that it's wonderful.
I first met Craig on an independent feature film set in Whitefish, Montana. I recently have been sending Craig a lot of positive thoughts as he suffered a series of health problems. Despite his medical problems, he's continued to work and take pleasure in the small things in life, like sitting quietly with his wife Janine on the porch.
Erica is my older sister and my best friend. Sometimes it even feels like we are twins. She's my #1 fan and my #1 supporter. She makes me happy because despite all my mistakes and my decisions, she still loves me no matter what. Your friendship is everything. And you are one of the most important person in my life. Even when she has a kid and many children, I will love her more than her kids. Okay, maybe not. I will never forget when she flew 3,000 miles at the drop of a phone call to save me from a breakup.
I'm being blessed by having a son like you. I love you.
Bye.
Why did you do this?
I don't know, because they made me do it. Thank you for picking up. Bye, sweetie. And then they're like, here, you're going to write this letter. And then I wrote like this whole long ass letter, which, I like don't write. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, guess what? Now we're going to call her and you're going to read her this letter. And I was like, what the
Before we let them go, we gave our subjects one more happiness test. Now, we mixed up and rephrased the questions so they didn't know they were taking the same test twice. For those who took the time to actually write something down but couldn't make the phone call for whatever reason, we saw happiness increase between 2 and 4%. Good, but not exactly mind-blowing. Now, for those who actually picked up the phone and personally expressed their gratitude, we saw increases between 4 and 19%. So either way, expressing your gratitude will make you a happier person. But you want to know something really interesting? The person who experienced the biggest jump in happiness was the least happy person who walked in the door. What does that mean? That means if you're having a particularly tough time, trying this out will more likely have a greater impact on you. Trust me. I'm in a lab coat. In fact, while you're at it, film it and upload it to us, and we'll do something awesome with it. I'm Julian, and this has been The Science of Happiness.
Hold that cake, subscribe.
Okay, we hope you enjoyed that. We really wanted to share it with you, and thought there were some really profound outcomes to the video and to the experiment. Oprah says that the single greatest thing you can do to change your life today is to start being grateful for what you have right now. No gesture is too small when done with gratitude. Gratitude can be practiced no matter what is going on in your life. And everyone has something to be grateful for. So by concentrating on what's good and giving it your energy, you attract abundance. But if you focus on what's lacking, whether it's money, time, resources, you'll never have enough. Gratitude opens the door to abundance, the abundance consciousness, because it gets you to the source, which is the source of all things, says Deepak Chopra, world-renowned mind, body, and healing pioneer and co-founder of the Chopra Foundation. You see the power, the wisdom, the creativity of the universe? You open the door to all that through gratitude. So, gratitude also provides life-enhancing benefits too, which include making you more present. You can't be grateful for something if you aren't experiencing it at the moment. You become more engaged in living when you put your attention on being grateful for the beauty and wonder in your life. Studies have shown that being grateful for what you have in your life increases feelings of relaxation and resilience and optimism. So it really boosts your emotions. Gratitude can also make you less materialistic because it alleviates resentment towards those who have what you don't. Creating a sense of self-worth and self-esteem. When you're grateful, you find that you do create a sense of self-worth and self-esteem. You feel blessed and you feel that a power greater than you supports you, that the world becomes a place that has your back. Studies have shown that people who are grateful are substantially more happier than those who don't count their blessings. So we find that you experience increased happiness. Being grateful makes you more likely to remember your positive memories rather than your negative ones. Gratitude can transform some of even your neutral or even negative memories into positive ones. And then being grateful deepens spirituality. Gratitude and spirituality are closely correlated. The more grateful you are, the more spiritual you are likely to become. Being grateful puts you more in touch with God, because when you recognize all that there is to be grateful for, you gotta realize that there must be something higher, greater than you at work in the world. Increase your energy. Gratitude increase your energy both physically and metaphysically. So by raising your vibrational level, remember we're all energy. When you're in a state of gratitude, your energy level is naturally increased. Making people like you. Yes, being grateful makes you more likable, trusting, and social. This can help you make more friends and deepen your existing relationships. So, instead of focusing on what isn't right about your spouse, child, or friend, begin to focus and find things that you like about them. So how can you be grateful on a daily basis, you ask? One way is to give thanks for the small stuff, that stuff that shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you do have. There are really so many little things to be grateful for. For an example, you could be grateful for a good night's sleep. I know the older I get, the more grateful I am for this miracle. And if you've got a house full of kids, you may also be experiencing gratitude for a good night's sleep. Or your morning cup of coffee. If you're a coffee drinker, you'll appreciate this for sure. There's nothing like that very first sip of a morning coffee. And then fresh water. Remember, we really have it good. Just imagine if we didn't have fresh running water in our home for drinking, bathing, and cooking, or if we were victims of what the poor people in Flint, Michigan experienced by having their water poisoned. And then your body that moves and walks and runs. Consider how difficult it would be if you lost your ability from an injury, an illness, or pain. Instead of taking your body for granted, be grateful. Be grateful for all it does to support you in this adventure called life. And then our home. Be grateful you have a home and a place to sleep at night. Whether you love your home or not, don't take it for granted. Don't take for granted the peace of mind of having a roof over your head. So many people do not. I remember speaking one year at a homeless shelter, and I was there to speak to them and inspire them to go on. And as I finished the presentation, I somehow thought that they would be going back to their rooms, but this was a shelter where they could sleep at night only. And so I saw a lady grab her rolling suitcase and walk down the street. And I asked one of the leaders of the shelter, where's she going? And he said, she's got to go out and try to find a job. And then, if there's room, we'll put her up for the night. So there's so much to be grateful for that we have our own home. And your five senses, your sense of sight, smell, touch, hearing, and taste bring much joy to your life. Imagine a life without tasting delicious food or smelling the soft scent of a flower. Just be grateful you can experience these joys. And then the future. Each day of life is a blessing, and though we encourage you to live in the present, be grateful that you have a future. Many people are experiencing severe health problems, or they know that this may be their last day, and they're not planning a future. But you have that option to plan a future, another day, another week, another month, another year, or a multitude of years to experience this thing we call life. Many people believe, too, that they'll be happy when something happens in the future, when they get a new job, when they get more money, when they find a husband or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a wife, or get rid of their husband or their wife, or lose weight. Even though it's a natural line of thinking, it's really misguided because it places your focus on what you don't have and away from what you do have. The key is to be grateful for what you have right now. So by now, you can probably see how important it is to make gratitude a daily practice. A gratitude journal can help do that. It can help expand your consciousness about what is going well in your life and what you have to be grateful for. It's a great way to retain your thoughts and focus on the positive things in your life rather than dwelling on the less than optimal situations or aspects of what's going on. So we suggest you buy an inspirational journal if you want, or just jot down your thoughts on a notebook or steno pad. Start small by writing down the things that you're grateful for each morning, and then add 5 things in the evening. So here's some tips that will help you make the most of your gratitude journal. Pick your journal. Decide on the format that works for you. If you don't like to handwrite and opt for an online journal, I suggest penzu.com, penzu.com. If you want to make it a tactile experience, choose an old-fashioned paper journal that you can maybe write snuggled up in the bed or at a coffee shop. But whatever format you decide upon, be consistent. Don't write your online journal one day and then write in your book or notebook journal the next. You want to be able to look back easily on your entries. And then a couple more. Just be consistent. Record what you're grateful for at least 21 days in a row to try to really get in the habit and get that habit set. Although it might take longer than 21 days, stay at it. Be specific. Write down exactly what you're grateful for each day. Be descriptive. Be honest. Remember what you learned about being honest in your gratitude. Don't praise your husband or child or your friend if you're not feeling it. If you have to pick another day when they have something that they've done that you feel grateful for, do that. And pick something smaller to be grateful for that day and write about it. Then elaborate on a few rather than many. To evoke the good feeling you're seeking by writing in your gratitude journal, describe your entries in detail using language that makes you feel good. And then don't make it a chore or just go through the motions. Making writing in your journal something you look forward to doing, and that it makes you feel good. It makes you focus on what positive stuff is going on in your life. And then really feel it. While you're writing, feel the gratitude flowing onto the page of your journal. It's so important to relish the shift that gratitude makes in your body, mind, and spirit. Well, folks, that's our presentation on the power of optimism and gratitude. And we sincerely hope that you're able to take away some ideas and processes which will support you in creating your optimism and gratitude this week. Now, you know you're going to get a workbook exercise, and you can probably guess what it's going to be. I really want you to focus on what you're grateful for this week and what you appreciate. We want you to focus on being optimistic. So you'll find those exercises in our online Facebook closed group as we post every week. Also, don't forget to check out the energy note, which supports everything that we've talked about today. So, congratulations on taking the 6th step to mastering your energy to reach your goals in 2017. And as you embark upon the next week, may we collectively set an intention for each other that we choose to be optimistic and grateful during the next week, and that the suggestions we've discussed will come to mind, and you'll be able to activate them and choose the optimism and gratitude on a daily basis. Thank you so much for being here and listening and watching and for participating last Thursday. We'll see you next Thursday at 6 p.m. for our 7th topic, living in the present moment. But before we say goodnight, we'd like to share one last video on the awareness of gratitude.
You think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day. It's the one day that is given to you today. It's given to you. It's a gift. It's the only gift that you have right now. And the only appropriate response is gratefulness. If you do nothing else but to cultivate that response to the great gift that this unique day is, if you learn to respond as if it were the first day in your life and the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Begin by opening your eyes and be surprised that you have eyes you can open. That incredible array of colors that is constantly offered to us for pure enjoyment. Look at the sky. We so rarely look at the sky. We so rarely note how different it is from moment to moment with clouds coming and going. We just think of the weather. And even of the weather, we don't think of all the many nuances of weather. We just think of good weather and bad weather. This day, right now, is unique weather. Maybe a kind that will never exactly in that form come again. The formation of clouds in the sky will never be the same that is right now. Open your eyes, look at that. Look at the faces of people whom you meet. Each one has an incredible story behind their face. A story that you could never fully fathom. Not only their own story, but the story of their ancestors. We all go back so far. And in this present moment, on this day, all the people you meet, all that life from generations and from so many places all over the world flows together and meets you here like a life-giving water if you only open your heart and drink. Open your heart to the incredible gifts that civilization gives to us. You flip a switch and there's electric light. You turn a faucet and there's warm water and cold water and drinkable water. It's a gift that millions and millions in the world will never experience. So these are just a few of an enormous number of gifts to which we can open your heart. And so I wish you that you will open your heart to all these blessings and let them flow through you. That everyone whom you will meet on this day will be blessed by you. Just by your eyes, by your smile, by your touch, just by your presence. Let the gratefulness overflow into blessing all around you. And then it will really be a good day.
God bless each and every one of you. Have a great week. We'll see you next Thursday.